Okay, Metcalf, we are launching this bad boy, this 30 and 30 series for all the NBA draft sickos out there. We're going to talk about prospects every single day. Today, we're going to start with Tyrone Riley, and this is a talented guard going to San Francisco. Much bigger, much more impressive than his production as a freshman. You know, he's going to be a sophomore this year, but there's a lot of buzz. You talked to a lot of NBA scouts last year, and you point out Tyrone Riley, and they got excited. He was listed at 6'6", 180, kind of a guard wing. San Francisco has him listed at 6'6", 200. Would you love to see that? Just some quick numbers before we get into the beast. 9.6 points per game last year, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1.2 steals, 28 minutes on 50, 32, 73 splits. So, Metcalf, what I wanted to kind of talk to you and educate the fans about, why is Tyrone Riley so intriguing of a prospect for you? What gets you so excited to kind of see his game develop this year?
And at the start of last year, and he got off to an insanely hot start. I was like, oh, is this this year's sneaky one and done freshman that no one really was anticipating? And then, things tailed off and the usage never got there. The on-ball creation never really got there, at least consistently. But it was the tools, it's the flashes, it's the indicators that are all like, oh man, if a couple things fall into place, and he really takes that sophomore leap, we're talking about an incredibly fun, toolsy shooting guard, combo guard, a guy who can do a little bit of everything. It's just whether or not that consistency day in and day out can maintain throughout the entire year. And if it does, I think we're looking at a first round 2 guard.
He's been, like I said, he's been buzzing a little bit more when he talks to scouts around the NBA industry and the scouting world as a whole. This has been a name that was very desired and people are excited about because it's the physical tools. It's the way to impact winning. He can really stand out in a big way. And that's why I think, he's had a great summer when it comes to, like, I think he was at USA mini camp. I got to see him at Damian Lillard's Formula Zero invite camp. I thought he looked fantastic with his frame. I was like, he ain't 180 anymore, but it's the size. He's putting on some muscle. This was a guy that entered the portal and it was like, that's the number one target. You want to try to get Tyrone Riley, and he decided to stay at San Francisco, which I think scouts won't admit, but they're even more excited about. It's like he's taken on that challenge. So what would you say is kind of one of your favorite parts of his game? Like, what is it when you first watched him that made you kind of stand out and you're like, oh, I'm interested. Let's look into this deeper.
It is mainly the off-ball scoring, the off-ball movement, the cutting, the relocation. I buy the shot. There's some minor tweaks and stuff that he has to make with mainly like the release point, where sometimes it was too straight up and he would shoot a moon ball. Other times it would be too far out in front of his face and he'd shoot a line drive that would completely sail past the rim. But I think the foundation of his jumper and what you told me about him at Formula Zero, things are trending in the right direction. So I think him getting a lot stronger is going to help fix that a lot. But for me, the biggest intrigue and like the biggest day one selling point is his versatility as that off-ball scorer, as that more traditional shooting guard.
I think the shot, we say it with all the time and we always roll our eyes. The shot is the swing skill for him. Last year, you start out of the season, you watch him and you're like, oh my gosh, this could be a guy. This could be a party crasher. He was 13 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, and 1.1 steals on 59, 45, 76. Those are shooting from the field, 3 and free throw for those. I'm trying to be nice and not just assume everybody knows what I'm talking about with splits. But we see this all the time. Someone makes some buzz to start the year and you get the scouts' attention and then you cool off and people are like, oh, no, he's not a one and done. It's fine because, February, 7-game stretch of 8 points and 6.9 rebounds per game, but just 18% from 3. I think if this guy, Tyrone Riley, can shoot high 30s on solid volume and be productive around, I think this is a first-round pick. I think there's too much upside and tools. He just has that make, in my opinion, of a guy that could play a long time at the next level. Do you agree with that?
100%. The thing that really stood out was just how natural his off-ball movement was. But like you said, he's got to shoot it. And 31.7% from 3 off the catch last year simply isn't going to be good enough. If he's shooting that way again this year, we might be looking at him again his junior year. But he also ranked in the 78th percentile on cuts, the 62nd percentile overall in spot up scoring. So still being in the 62nd percentile in spot up scoring while shooting 31.7% from three tells you that he was able to attack closeouts, get to different areas of the floor, be really effective, even though that outside shot off the catch wasn't reliably there compared to is like 37.5% off the bounce from three. So they're really encouraging trends. It's just, can that consistency be there? And that's really what is a determining factor, and where a lot of these prospects end up going is those who can do it in flashes and those who can do it every single night.
Look, he's going to be a sophomore. He turns 20 in January. So he checks a lot of those boxes. And that's why you always take attention to when scouts are buzzing about a guy and it's like, he's not even averaging 10 a game, but you turn on the tape. I think with Tyrone Riley, I remember I even texted you last year, or you told me, you said, hey, have you watched Tyrone Riley from San Francisco? And I was like, Metcalf, tell me about someone from San Francisco. And then you watch him and you're like, oh, wow, this guy moves different. This is something. Then you start to fall in love with the game. So I think that's why he's so intriguing this year to kind of see what leap he takes. And a lot of scouts are expecting that's going to be a big leap. Any other areas when it comes to like improvement areas? I know we talked about the shot, but is there something with his game that you're like, I like it, but I just need a little bit more. Just sell me a little bit more on this.
On ball creation. He has to have the ball in his hands. And I'm guessing that was a huge sales pitch by the San Francisco staff of, hey, we had upperclassman point guard and ball handler last year. It's going to be your show to run, because last year he had 17 possessions as the pick and roll ball handler. Not good enough. Isolation, 0. Goose egg, nada, nothing. That can't happen this year. I don't care if he's projects as more of a 2 guard. I need the ball in his hands. A usage of 16 last year, not good enough. Assist rate of 6.5. Not good enough. I need those way higher. I need both of those in the 20s. They got to be there. Even if those take a huge leap and the 3-point percentage is still only around 34, 35, that gets me more excited than if the 3-point percentage gets up to 39 and those are still, and the usage and assist rate are still really, really low. I need to see some sort of decision making, some sort of creation responsibilities, and how he handles moving up the opposing team scouting report.
Completely agree. It's a loud endorsement that he decided to stay. I know that seems crazy to say with the transfer portal, but now he's going to be the guy. Everyone's expecting it. That usage is going to go up because they're going to try to force feed him. It better. Yes. I think we're going to find out pretty quick what type of leap Tyrone Riley is going to have this year. And I think this is trending as a guy that's going to make some noise right out of the gate. So, all right, that's the first episode for 30 and 30. We appreciate you guys. This is going to be a fun series. Tomorrow, every day, right until college basketball starts and draft season's full swing. We're going to have a new prospect every time. So make sure you check out the No Ceilings YouTube channel. Until then, thanks.